don't have a lot of time, the first thing to do is spend the time researching to figure out where your clients are online or your target audience is online, and spend your time there. With that being said, without knowing your industry or your business or what you're trying to achieve, it's a little bit difficult to tell you this one thing that you could do, but you know, you can do bite-sized chunks. You can build a brand online, build a community online without spending all day online. You can do it when you're, you know, getting up in the morning, check your email, incorporate it into that routine of, you know, sort of checking your inbox, your voicemail, and your Twitter or whatever it is. But to just make a comment, and Red Bars, we're so involved with entrepreneurs, we get asked all the time, well, you guys are online all day, you have a different aspect, but you have to think about social media and engaging your community as working on your business. I think there's a common misconception with small business owners that social media is a nice to have, or something that you do when you have downtime, like it's like watching TV. That is not the case. You should not feel guilty when you're online searching for potential clients or engaging with them or soliciting feedback on your product. Like, what else are you doing? Like, beyond actually making the widgets in the factory, I think finding your clients and making sure that they're happy and they love you, that's the key to the game, right? And so I really, rather than sort of answer the question directly, is tell you, you know, rather than looking at how can I work this into my day, it's more about how can you really harness these tools to make it so these are the tools that you can leverage to grow your business, because it's a lot easier to find and engage clients, and a lot cheaper too online than it is to be running around knocking on doors or driving around or flying around.
And I think just kind of one other quick thing, what Sarah's mentioning is you need to make sure that your clients can find you as well, because you know, in traditional medias it's all about you know, advertisers going to the clients. This is about, you know, consumers coming to you. So, you know, starting out with search marketing, and you can start out a search marketing campaign. I mean, it kind of behooves you to do it. Just, you know, if anybody's searching on your particular product or service, that you could be found. Otherwise, you're missing out on, you know, who knows what you're missing out on, and you can certainly track that. And it can be quite simple. You don't have to be, you know, a real techie to do it. You know, you can go online, you know, whether it's MSN, whether it's Google or Yahoo, you know, all have online programs and make it very simple for you to get started with a small marketing campaign, and have 1-800 numbers that you can call, so you can start out with little money, you know, and little time. I think that's a great way to start as well.
Thank you.
There's also tools that upload various social media sites all at once. There's also a site called TubeMogul that allows you to upload a video, and it'll put it to multiple video sites all at once too. So save the time of having to upload.
And I just want to add on to that, my #1 time-saving tip is automation. So that if you're using a tool like WordPress or a content management system for your site, and you're adding a new news release or a new blog post or maybe even a new page on the site, that is then feeding to your Twitter account automatically through Twitter feed or something, and posting a tweet about it. That is also tied into Facebook and is appearing in Facebook as well. So while you're just creating something on your website, it's being tweeted about, it's going to Facebook and being shared that way. My good friend and esteemed colleague, Shane Gibson here, introduced me to something called Friend Feed, which I've been playing around with. And last night when he was out entertaining clients, I was in the hotel room playing with Friend Feed. Working hard, but trying to figure it out to see if this is an application that would work for my clients. That's kind of the role of my company, is to explore new technology and see if it makes sense for my clients. And not to get into Friend Feed too much, but it basically allows you to connect all of your social media and social networking tools into one place. And so far, it's pretty cool.
Thanks, guys. Any other questions? There's one up front here.
Wait, just before we jump off automation, there is one warning to heed. Automation is great when it's pulling all your feeds into different feeds and sort of giving that exposure. But there's also a danger in automation of replies or direct messages. So if someone starts to follow you on Twitter, you can set up something that says, hey, thanks for following me, and it's something really, really cheesy, and it's the fastest way to get somebody turned off of you and your brand. I promise you that if I ever follow you and you automatically follow me back, you will be unfollowed within 5 minutes. Because it's clear to me that you're not managing that account, and that you're trying to set it up so, you know, it's a quick way to capture it. It feels spammy. And the first time you feel spammy to someone, that's the last time you're going to be anywhere near that person, right? I mean, it's just something to keep in mind. And I know I see a lot of new users to Twitter setting up these auto direct messages, or so you start following someone, they send you a great thank you so much, tell me about you, and if it's instantaneous, I know that you didn't do it yourself, you just have it set up, so it's insincere, and it's just things to be aware of. When you do have a shortcut, take it if it's not going to alienate your community.
I mean, I disagree with you somewhat. I don't think that you should necessarily. I think you have to be careful how you do it. I agree with you in that respect. You have to be careful how to do it. When someone starts following me on Twitter, I do send an auto response. I don't auto follow, but I send an auto response saying, hey, you might want to also check out my corporate account, because the messaging that I put out through my corporate account actually comes from 7 different providers within my company. So I let them know, but I don't auto follow. And if you do want to do some automation with following, there's a tool called Twollo, Twollo, which allows you to follow people based on a certain subject. I don't mind that, but I guess it's getting away from maybe the more traditional uses of social media, and maybe it's not as personable. But if you want to make it work and save time, you can use tools like that. I'm big into automation, but I think you have to be careful. You have to sprinkle personality and human messages in with some of your automation as well. But it's allowed me to log into my Twitter account in the morning at lunchtime, and then in the evening as I see fit in my spare time. But I'm not sitting on TweetDeck all day long interacting, and I'm still putting out messaging, or my clients are still putting out messaging.
Okay, guys, want to move on to another